In our video today, we're going to talk about how to create this thimble. We do this because it really does kind of summarize a lot of the features we've used throughout the year. So you'll see extrusions, you're going to see a loft, you're going to see a circular pattern in there. Let's get started. But first, before we do that, just notice there are no dimensions here. So we're going to be going with what we feel like is going to work for us. So let's start. I'm going to begin by just starting with a circle. And remember, there were no sizes, so I'm just going to make up some numbers. I'll make that 2 and I'll extrude it. I'm going to keep it kind of skinny. So 0.125, something like that. Now I'm going to create that loft. So let's do that. Here's a plane, right? Click and hold and drag it out. And this is going to be how high up the loft goes. You can make that whatever you want. Then I'm going to come back and sketch on this plane. Start me another up here. Let's make this one 1.5. Now, I'll hit finish sketch, and that's going to bring me up to where I'm in the menu, right? The 3D menu. So I'll go to loft now, and I'll say I want the face of this. There we go. Do the circle there. So that's going to loft it up. I am going to go ahead at this point. I'm going to hide this work plane. A couple ways. I can either right click on the plane and hit visibility, or I can right click over here and I can say visibility. Either way, I'm going to get the same result. Now, let's look back. That thing is hollow, like it's shelled out. So let's take care of that. Let's go and hit shell. And we'll click right there and we'll click OK. So now that thing is hollowed out. All right, so then the question becomes, how do I make all these things happen? Well, let's look at it. I'm going to go over here to the model bar and I'm going to expand the origin and I'm going to find a plane that's perpendicular. So like YZ would look good, XZ. XY is, let me rotate it so you can see it better, but XY is the plane we started on, so that's not going to work. But either one of these will. I'll right click on it and say new sketch. So let's go ahead and we're going to right click again and slice the graphic. Remember we did that just not too long ago. So there it is. I'm going to go ahead and hit project geometry. So I'm going to click on the lines now. And I could probably select all those at once, but I'm going to go ahead and hit offset now, and I'm going to start offsetting these. So I'm going to keep these kind of small. I'm going to say, let's make that 0.3, and I'll offset over here. Those two went together, which is neat. Now let's do it to this one too. So 0.3. Now, just to review another thing we've done before, well, here's trim up here. I don't really have to do this for this, but just to show you that it does work, there's trim. From here, I'm going to press the E key because I'm going to extrude it. So I'll click the shape and I'm going to say cut. I'm going to have to do symmetric this time. And I'm going to say both all the way through. Okay, so now let's look and see what we've got. There we go. Now what I can do though, I'll rotate it in such a way and I'll just make a pattern here. So I'll go to circular. For feature, I'm just going to click, the little opening we created. For rotation axis, I'll just click the circle itself. Now by default, remember it always goes to 6. Let's try typing in a 4. Let's kind of revolve that around. That looks like it's going to do what it's supposed to. So let's hit OK. And there we go. Now if we look back in the original, it looks like all we would need to do is just use some fillets and fill it off the inside edges and stuff.